Good evening, everybody. We are here guests in Tempo Racing Garage, trying to figure out what seems to be the problem with this differential. This is the differential from Maserati Levante, 2016 production year. It has a problem with strong impacts on low speed when accelerating and deaccelerating the vehicle. You hear the loud tap noise from the back of the vehicle, and we figured out it's a problem with the differential. So we are here tonight to show you how to disassemble it, what seems to be the problem, and how to solve the problem. To show what's the problem, we need to disassemble the differential to show you the internals, because the problem is inside the box. My colleague here will do the disassembly for me to show you all the parts inside. This is the tool that you need basically to open complete differential. So it's a socket key 13, socket key 12, and this one here. So I give this to him, and we can continue with disassembly. And that's it. This is the main unit, the carrier unit. Problem is inside, so we are going to disassemble this as well. Before you continue the process, make sure you mark this C-clip and this shim left and right, because they are different thickness, left or right. If you mix them up, you will mess up the backlash on the crown ring, and that will make a problem inside the differential. So mark them left and right. We're going to leave them like this to remember the sides. And we begin to disassemble central unit. When you remove the cap, you will see the beginning of the clutch stack inside. Remove the large spider gear, and you will get to clutch stack. The clutch stack, as you can see, creates the main problem, because you lose the thickness of the friction plates because of the poor thickness material here. It's completely, we can say it's completely worn out. And when you lose the thickness of the clutch stack here, to show you the other friction plate, when you lose the thickness of the friction plate, you lose complete thickness inside the differential, and you have too big free play. Free play between the clutches creates additional free play on the pressure plates. Here's the one pressure plate. This is the upper one. It's also important to mark which one is the upper one and which one is the lower one, because this is the 1.5 way differential. It locks differently on the throttle and on engine braking. So This one is the upper one. I can show you if you mix them. In case you mix them, I will show you now how to figure out which is lower and which is upper. When you put central pins inside ledges and ramps, you can see the sharper angle needs to be positioned in a counter way of the wheel spin. So this one needs to look at the back of the vehicle. So imagine that picture with the car. The sharper angle needs to look backwards. That's the proper way how to turn pressure plates inside the differential. So to explain you what seems to be the problem here. As I said, when the clutch plates are worn out, you lose the overall thickness inside the differential and you lose free play. When you lose free play, pressure plates can easily move towards open position like this, and you get free play inside pressure plates. It's like this. So when you accelerate, when you push the throttle, you get sharp noise and clicks like this. So when you have free play, this is what actually is happening inside your differential. So all the problem comes from worn clutch plates. That is the main problem of this unit. To avoid all that, this unit actually doesn't have any free play shim, spring shim, like in other differentials, which is a large problem here because of the mentioned free play. So what we're going to do to solve this problem, we're going to change the clutch stack completely, and that's not it. We're going to change configuration inside the differential, putting two spring shims, preload shims inside to create additional preload to avoid free play inside the differential, even if the clutches are completely worn out. So we're gonna, let's say, solve the problem for good, and to avoid to happen this anymore for good. So you have this clutch stack on the other side as well. So now the unit is empty, and we're going to show you now how our clutch set looks like. So this is our set. We're going to unbox it now to show you what you get when you buy a rebuild and upgrade kit from us to solve the problem inside the differential. And this is our set. So we added the holes in the dog ear plates to improve the oil penetration and oiling inside the differential. That's something different compared to factory clutch stack. Oil holes on the friction plates as well. So to compare one RacingDiffs friction plate and one factory friction plate, first thing you notice is that our clutch plates are solid compared to the OEM friction plate. So this one has friction slots glued to the steel base, which is not so good for the for the durability. So our plates are solid steel plate, extra hardened for the extra durability, and molybdenum ceramic coating to obtain the best ratio between friction and the durability. So you have the better friction plates from the start. And these spherical shims is the biggest difference between the RacingDiffs clutch stack and the factory clutch stack. So the the spring shims, spherical shims, provides you extra preload inside the differential, so you don't get any preload even if the friction plates are completely worn out. So these shims, we have 2 of those. These shims will keep your differential tight even if the plates are completely worn out. So this is the main difference and the key point between our clutch stack and OEM clutch stack. So now we're going to explain you how to put the correct order of all shims inside the differential unit. So you begin the stack with a spherical shim, goes below, and then dog ear steel plate, clutch plate, steel plate, another clutch plate, another steel plate. This is the bottom line. Then you put pressure plate on top of it, large spider gear inside, and all gears inside as shown before. When you close it with upper pressure plate, you begin set with another dog ear steel plate, clutch plate, steel plate, clutch plate, steel plate on top, and you finish the complete stack with a preload shim. That's what you have inside. Of course, with all spider gears assembled inside for that. We're going to show you later on how to put it in the differential. I suppose you're going to ask which oil to use for this assembly. We recommend Motul Gear Competition oil, and it's important to lubricate all components of the differential before you put it together. That will save you for braking period, and you will not get the damage of internal components when braking in the differential. So it's important to oil everything up well. So as we said before, first spherical shim, put some oil on it, goes below, then dog ear plate, friction plate, this is the first one. You can count if it's easier for you. Second dog ear plate, second friction plate, and the third dog ear plate. You now completed the lower part of the differential. This one is lower drum plate. Pay attention to which pressure plate you put. This one is lower. Oil it as well, especially this surface. Large spider gear. And it's important to remember then that you put shim which goes below the spider gear before you put everything together. This is very important part. Lower ram plate. Sliders. Large spider gear. This is just to ensure that crown gear is all the way up on the differential carrier unit. So now we're gonna put rest of the bolts with using of screw adhesive. Now we successfully solved the problem with heating from the behind of the vehicle. Carrier unit is completely assembled with new clutch plates and spherical shims. So everything is ready for final assembly into the housing. So, we and guys from Tempo Racing team successfully solved the problem with this differential. It took about 2 hours of work with washing all parts and getting everything ready for assembly. Of course, without the car. So, this differential is now ready to be mounted on the car, and what is the most important thing is that this problem won't happen again ever.